No face shots of me today, I'm afraid. I'm having a bad hair day. Although I did get my funny little camera sticky thing fixed up. So I'm going to talk a little bit about roast chicken. I'm going to use gloves so that in case I need to do something quickly with the camera or my equipment, I can rip off a glove and I don't have to wash my hands repeatedly until I'm completely done. So I have this entire bird, gorgeous bird. This is the least expensive way to buy chicken because you get the whole thing. If somebody doesn't like the breast or doesn't like the leg, excuse me, then tomorrow you've got a beautiful chicken salad. Now, I want to show you the fastest and easiest way to roast a chicken, and it requires just a little bit of equipment. So I've got my roasting pan here, and I decided to line with aluminum foil. I rarely buy this stuff, but I thought I'd give it a try and see because I'm tired of scrubbing my lovely old pans that are well worn. And I'm going to use some poultry shears. Now, poultry shears are scissors that should be used in your kitchen for your proteins only. You're not using this to open cardboard boxes or to cut string. And what I love about these ones is they come apart. So what you want to do is get ones that come apart perfectly. Oh, there's the oven. It's already preheated. So these come apart for washing. And remember, any really good sharp implement never goes into the dishwasher because the heat will kill them. So the reason I want to use poultry shears is it's so much easier than using a knife. By the way, these are made by Tupperware, if you can believe it. I couldn't find any other company that had them that came apart. And these, my first pair are about 20 years old, and I just bought these recently. My 20-year-old ones are great. I left them somewhere and don't know what happened to them. So anyway, I've got butter ready, all cut up into little cubes. It's about eighth of a cup, like half a stick. And then I've got all my spices ready and mixed in here because I don't want to be dipping my chicken fingers into anything. The other thing I want to tell you is don't wash your chicken. There is no reason to put this into a sink full of water. Will spread the salmonella all over your kitchen, and if you don't spray it or disinfect it or wash it perfectly, you're going to have salmonella caught underneath countertops or in sinks. There's no reason for this. Cooking it at a hot temperature for an hour is going to kill whatever you need to kill. There's no reason to wash chicken. So I've got this whole bird. You could buy one of those roasters that stands it up and looks like so in the oven. It's kind of distressing when you look in the oven and you see that. I like this method because it cooks so evenly and so beautifully, and you get a gorgeous crisp chicken on the outside, nice and juicy on the inside. So let's get started. I already cut a little bit for you, so it wouldn't take so long. What I'm doing is I'm following the backbone of the chicken. So I go up one side. Look how easy this is with sharp scissors. Okay? I'm going to go up the other side, and I'm removing this entire backbone so that I can take this bird and flatten it out instead of cooking it upright. Now, I keep all my chicken bones and anything that I cut away, and I put them into a container in the freezer so that when I go to make my bone broth, I have lots of extra bones and lots of yummy flavors. This is actually a free-range, organic, hormone-free and antibiotic-free chicken, so it's absolutely gorgeous. Found a butcher recently in the neighborhood that does this. Can't wait to taste it. And now what I'm going to do is simply break that breastbone ever so slightly. And look at how my bird is laying flat now. This will take only about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. I don't have to baste it. I don't have to turn it. I don't have to do anything with it. I'm just taking off a few of these little pin feathers here. You could take off this part of the wing if you wanted because that's great for soup and it will burn probably. So I could cut that off like so. And maybe somebody in the family doesn't want to see that. I don't know. So anyway, there we go. Now, I'm going to take all of this butter. Yes, all of it, and I'm going to put it underneath the skin like so, and I'm going to get this baby stuffed up as best I can. I'm going to take some of the butter, I'm going to soften it, and I'm going to smear it all over the skin. After I smear it all over the skin and get it all locked underneath like so, because I'm not going to make you sit and wait the whole time while I do this, then I'm going to rub all my spices all over it. The spices I chose today is a really good whopping amount of kosher salt. And I love kosher salt because it's a little bit of a larger grain and it does not have sugars in it. It is just a pure salt. It's great for cooking. And then I used lots of garlic powder, onion powder, not salt. I've got fresh ground pepper in there. I have got paprika, and I have a little bit of chili powder just to give us a little bit of a kick. I'm going to stuff these into the leg as well as the back. You can see you just flatten it out like so. Now, what's going to happen is, of course, the butter's going to start to melt. It's going to help to caramelize the skin. And it's going to drip out onto the sides of the foil. So then what will happen is I'll get this gorgeous juice happening on the sides here. And about 15 minutes before this chicken is finished, I am going to put big pieces of broccoli stems along the side to roast the last few minutes of the chicken. I'm going to tuck these just up against the body like so that they don't burn. You can tuck them under the fat or the skin of the leg, and I get a little bit in there. And that's it. You can see it's pretty cold because my chicken is cold. And I'll take my scissors and put them over here. So now what I'm going to do is put on all of my spice. Just rub it in, give the chicken a little massage. And then, as I told you later, the last 15 minutes, I'm going to put this in for about 45 minutes and check it. And the last 15 minutes, all that gorgeous juice will be along the sides of this chicken. And that's when I'm going to put my broccoli, big giant broccoli stems. I'm going to take my gloves off and show you. And I'm going to put them along the sides of this chicken. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here. I'm going to rub in here. And I'm going to take this in my hand because I didn't put it on the bottom. And I'm just going to rub it underneath like so. Looks a bit messy, but trust me when I tell you, this is going to be absolutely divine. I'm going to try a little bit of cutting and pasting and editing, as they call it, and see if I can show you the finished product later. Now, off these go. You can see how easy that is. So I don't have to wash my hands this second when I reach over here to grab my broccoli to show you what we're going to do for dinner. So I have this gorgeous broccoli that I washed up on the weekend, and I left it in big, giant stalks like this. I'm going to cut them in half, and they're going to be placed around the chicken later. Just a couple of them, because it's just for me and Steve for tonight. And it'll roast up the last of the way with all of this gorgeous flavor on the chicken. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to set it for 45 minutes and check it, and that's when I'm going to add the broccoli. So I hope that you give this method a try sometime. It is super easy peasy. And what can I say to you? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I hope to see you in the kitchen soon. Ciao for now.